Okay, you see it on either one of those?
I see TGN Productions. It has a green T, a white G, and a red N. And then it also has a TGN production with like a ghost logo. I think you
Yes,
must
click.
be the
You'll
one.
see a live. You're gonna see one gonna say live. You're gonna see let me go hold on. Let me go to the
Okay,
screen.
live. Let me go to the one that's live. Oh, I see it. I see it. I clicked on the live one. Oh my goodness, there I am.
Okay, do you see you?
I do.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. And do you see it on both sites?
Let's see. I see it on YouTube. Let me check Facebook. Well, I see it on YouTube.
Scroll down or go to videos on my page. Scroll down
Okay, scroll down,
so you
videos.
keep seeing the live. It's no cover page. Or refresh that browser.
Okay, hold on. I see it. Oh, I see the live now
Right.
on
Facebook.
Facebook. I see it on Facebook. It dropped down to the, you know how it'll go to the corner of your screen.
Right. It's gonna take a while for the load up. So now I'm gonna do like a little quick interview. Then I'm gonna take this down. It's gonna go away.
Okay.
We're just testing the audio. Then we're gonna play it back and see did you and I did they hear us during the broadcast? Because it's easy to hear us now, but during the broadcast, I'll make sure you hear. So tell me a little bit about your business and why are you on Ball Talk with Kim today?
Okay. Okay. My name is Cheryl Bryson Nathaniel, and I am a professional training coach. I have been for the past 9 years. I hold a master's degree in organizational communication. Oh,
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started? And tell about the great state of New Orleans. I mean, correction, the great state of Louisiana. How you got there and a little history.
okay. So I stopped because I can hear myself twice. I can hear it as I'm streaming
Right.
and on YouTube. So do I need to mute one?
No. Yeah. You can close. You can just mute those pages out. You don't want to hear yourself.
Okay. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah. You
all
don't want to
right.
hear yourself.
All
Yeah.
right. Now
Don't worry about
repeat.
those. I didn't want
Okay.
able
Cool.
to be able to see them.
Yeah. I can
So
see
just
them on both of
mute
those.
those two
Okay.
sites.
Cool. All right. Now I can start over. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
hearing
no,
myself
yeah,
twice.
and during the broadcast, you don't even want to look at the broadcast. You want to look straight into the camera. Then when it's
Got
over,
it.
then you can see it.
Got it.
'Cause a lot of
Beautiful.
people try to go look at both. Yeah. So you ever like heard radio? They say turn your radio down because folks gonna
Hmm.
turn it up and hear themselves. Now you do
Yeah.
that one first. Yeah,
All right.
because
So I'm getting.
I came from radio, so here we go. Okay. Hey, welcome to Ball Talk. I am Spider sitting in for Kim, smoothing out the truth with hope. Hey, get in where you fit in. We're gonna get in today with Miss Cheryl. She's gonna tell us a little bit about her being a life coach. And my first question is, I like to ask folks as a life coach, can you be a life coach at 22 years old?
Great question. Thanks for asking it. Depending on your experience with life, you can definitely be a life coach for the people in your age category because you can help coach people through adolescence up until the age of 22, because that is the limit of your experience. So you can be a life coach. You just have to niche it, right? Small niche it to where you can cater to the people that you're able to teach because of your experience. Not to say you can't grow beyond that, but at the age of 22, it's only so much life experience you have. So I would say, yes, you can be a coach, but within your own niche and teach up to your level of understanding. Does that make sense?
That make great sense because I used to see people on their resumes or they come in the studio and they say they're a life coach and they're 21, 22. And have you had enough life to really counsel or talk to someone? But when you put in that age group, maybe from 13 to 22, you can be a life coach. Great
Right.
explanation.
Yes.
What's the difference between a life coach and a counselor?
Great question. So the difference between a life coach and a counselor is that a counselor went to school and got years of training, and they're licensed and certified by the state to give advice, to probably direct you to some other resources, and that technically to give advice. Whereas a life coach, that is still an open field. Coaching in general is an open field, and you don't have to have any particular certification to do it. So although you're able to listen as a coach, because that's what coaches do. Think of a coach of a game. They are able to listen and guide and direct you, but at the end of the day, it's up to the player of that game to make the decisions they need to make in their life when they're on the field.
So
So
really, you're that listening ear, and if they would like to go get counseling, you get a recommendation.
right. You can do recommendations for counseling, but you're just there to listen and motivate. You can ask some powerful questions. You can get them to a point where they can see their own life, and find themselves in that. But as a coach, you just guide and direct. You do not give advice. You do not counsel, because you're not certified to do that as a coach. So yeah, there to listen and motivate. The other one is definitely there to help you from a medical and mental standpoint. So that's the difference.
Thank you for that information. But we gonna backtrack a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you and where you're from, and a little bit about humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings, where it's a weird story. I was born on an army base. I was born at Fort Polk, Louisiana. And I stayed there with my parents. My dad was in the military as a child. And then when he got out of the military, maybe, I don't know, I was 4 or 5, maybe 6 years old, we moved to Brookhaven, Mississippi, which was his hometown. And we stayed in Brookhaven up until I graduated high school. And when I graduated high school, I married at the ripe old age of 18 years old and moved to a small town in Louisiana called Bogalusa. It's known
Hmm.
as the Magic City. It's a paper mill town.
Hmm.
And I stayed in Bogalusa for the majority of my adult life. I'm not afraid of my age. I'm a very happy 47, but I lived in Bogalusa up until August of 2022, when I decided to move to Mandeville, Louisiana. Mandeville is on the lakefront. It is opposite New Orleans, Louisiana. It sits on beautiful Lake Pontchartrain, and I'm entering a season in my life where it's all about me, Spider. So
When you speak of me, what does that consist of? Like travel, grandkids, divorcee. When you said me, that's a two letter, but it mean a lot.
it does. It's loaded. Me means I am a divorcee. Divorced in 2020, which was a major change in my life, which was the spinoff of my entire podcast, All Things Undone, which we'll get into in a little bit. But me means I'm focusing on finding out what makes me happy. I am traveling, planning to travel this year. I'm investing and embarking on businesses that I started years ago, but I did not focus on them. On making my entrepreneurial dreams a success until now, until maybe 2020, right around that time. So I moved to Mandeville with the thought of building connections, right? Building connections,
Hmm.
building new friendships, to not only grow personally, but to also get my business off the ground, which I promote two businesses. One is directly related to coaching. It is 1-800resumes.com, where we do career coaching, resume services, and we help uh, schools on the secondary level teach high school students how to prepare for the working world.
Oh, great. So
Mm.
out of that, the information you just gave me, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
The first question is that Is your podcast and your business a little self therapy for you to move forward?
Yes, the podcast is self therapy for me to move forward, to get over that 25 years of marriage and to move on as a productive single divorcee. The 1-800 resumes, the resume writing service and coaching business, that is to help others. After being a training coach for 9 years, one thing people consistently over and over they struggle with, and this is just me watching hundreds of people rotate through the business that we hired for, they struggle with knowing how to articulate their job experience in a really concise manner, but not only articulated on paper, but to actually be able to express that when they sit down with an interview with a hiring manager. They struggle with that so bad. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I wish this was a course they taught in high school and in college.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
really needs to be taught because when people get that degree, they go to school for 4 years and then you get out and you don't even have the skills necessary to articulate this 4 years of work that you've done so that you can, bless a company with it or have a company benefit from your skills. And I'm really passionate about that. So that is to help
And that's
other
my next
people.
question. Yes, I heard
Mhm.
passion. Am I heard passion? I This is the 10th year anniversary of my wife and our company, Power Play Podcast TV. We started with a banner, went around the
All
country doing
right.
interviews. But to forward with that and listen to you, uh, I always had this thing where your passion uh, turned into with patience turned to your profit.
Right.
So what I want to ask you, does your businesses keep the lights on? Because a lot of people want to be entrepreneur, want to have their name in lights, but does it keep the lights on? Or do you have
Cur-
another profession that you do to do that?
Currently, no. The 1-800 resumes does not keep the lights on. I do that for free for people, honestly. I in my job, I'm a training manager and office manager. So training
Good,
manager means
good.
I run departments. I don't know how else to say it. Project management, where I pretty much set up the entire department and run it. That's from hiring people to hiring the trainers to making sure the curriculum is where it's supposed to be to making sure the curriculum matches scripting. So when CSRs get to the floor, CSRs, customer service representatives, they know how to do their job. So my job was to manage a complete project from start
Mm-hmm.
to finish and to make sure it's consistent and it's continually moving forward so that we retain employees. That's what I do for a living on a daily basis. That's what pays the bills right now.
Well, one of the things that I'm listening to hear you saying is that people come to our media outlet and they see things that we have done from scratch and they think it's an overnight. I let them know not a trip,
Well,
it's a journey. A trip you got to turn around and go back,
that's
but a
right.
journey you keep moving. So one thing that we did is that we kept our day job. We did part time for 7 years. Then in
Okay.
2018, we became full time when I retired. Then she retired.
Okay.
So then we came able to come all day and every day because now we had substantial income to keep the lights on. So
Right.
that as for dream weavers out there, and glad to have you on the show that you letting people know, oh, you still can pursue your dreams. I'm a
Right.
life coach to tell you what to do in a way to coach you, not to, but don't get excited. Think that folks can come knock on your door and business going to be coming out the wazoo. No, it don't work like that.
It does not work like that. Thank you so much. First of all, happy anniversary.
Well,
Let me
thank
stop
you.
and say that.
Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary. That is quite the accomplishment. I'm still I feel like audio, not audio already. 1-800resumes.com is brand new. I've done resumes for people for the better part of 30 years. I may charge a small free fee for them. That's to take up the time it's going to take for me to look at your resume, to get on the phone with you and have this conversation. And I've begun to tell people now that I've made it a business. No, this is actually what the fees are going to be. And if you can't afford that, I wrote a book for people that, hey, that's the cheaper route. If you can't afford my services, here's a book that tells you exactly how to do it. The book's like $10 on Amazon. And that's a trickle too. Everything's a trickle because it's so brand new and you have to continuously promote it. And that's the other thing with having a business. People don't realize that when you get your LLC, you still have to pay taxes, and you still
taxes.
are you still have to owe things to the state.
You have to
So
state. And us being in the facility, you got to have bonded insurance.
right.
It's a lot of things go with it. Just don't wake up one day and you've been to buy a Range Rover in a 5,000 square foot home. No, it don't work like that.
Thank you. That's not how it works. And I'm still building towards my dream while working full time. And I go so hard. Not only do I work full time, I also DoorDash. I also Lyft on
Right,
the side.
right. Hmm.
I have another small business where I make pain relief cream. It's really good. It's like an old remedy before, say, doctors got involved. It was the old holistic remedy for pain. And I make that and I go out to farmers markets and I sell it. So anything to keep the money coming in so that I can have that
You can
money to
finance
put
your
into
main
my business.
business. Exactly.
Right.
Hmm.
So it's it's
Uh,
it's oh, it's
mhm.
a lot. And people think, well, they get tricked by the illusion of social media and what they see on Instagram and Facebook, and they see the ads and stuff come up where it's, oh, you can be a life coach and you can make
No,
$100,000 a
no,
month.
no,
That's not how that works.
no. Well, one thing that Facebook and social media done to people,
Hmm.
excuse me, where it done made people think that it is the no. I'm sorry. It is the new 2 o'clock in the morning info commercial running all the
Right.
time now, and you think you can attain that.
Right.
No, you just see it more. She said, "Oh, I can be there. I can do that." But it's a thing that I call ABCs 1, 2, 3s. You still have to
Hmm.
learn the ABCs in the alphabet. You just can't
That's
jump
right.
to H L L M O P. So that's the thing. You
Mhm.
still have to learn. Talk to a life coach. Find you a mentor. Make sure that you keep your day job. Them ABCs 1, 2, 3. So when
Right.
I hear you and you still doing those things for even us, my wife
Mhm.
working American Airlines, so part time, but
Right.
she went there so we can travel free.
Oh, smart.
So she traveled. She worked 3 days a week, all four, and we travel anywhere in the world. Overseas, we just pay tax anywhere in America. We travel free. So this is the first year that now
Mhm.
our plan that went through the plan is that now we got 2 interns. So now
Okay.
on weekend they're running the station, and we can be up in air. But it's a
Beautiful.
process. We knew we had to get here. We knew we had to get here. So that's the process. But as a life coach, that these things that we have to come talk to you about. You may have some more idea because we're not the smartest person in the room. We are not the smart person in the room.
And I've learned I'm not either. But here's the
Yeah. So
thing, I can always learn from the smartest person in the room.
yeah, exactly. Because it's enough. I mean, and that's the thing that we have to realize is that your gift. You have to find out what your gift is in life. Everybody have a gift,
That's right.
but you have to turn your gift into productivity.
That's right.
So when I'm listening to you and I hear you, one of the things I heard you say is that you does a resume service. So if I come get a resume, how much did that cost me to come get a resume done by you? I hadn't did a resume in 25 years. So how much would that cost? What's the procedure of getting a resume done?
So first we will have like a 15-minute free consultation. So it's like a discovery call where I will find out what you do for a living, what you've done, what your background is, what's the purpose of having what do you need a resume for?
Hmm.
And then from there, we will go through a pricing plan. Like the base price for my resume service is $100 an hour. Usually, it doesn't take me tons and tons of hours to do it. Probably 1 hour, depending. If you have a lot of things, or what takes longer is people who have no clue, like they don't have a foundation at all. So that takes a little longer. But usually people have a basic draft of a resume, and I'll work from there. I'll work from there. If it's someone who can't afford it at all, like say a college student who is college students, they really don't have a lot of money. Now those I work with closely. That's why I'm trying to get in with schools and stuff to kind of start a program for them. But yeah, it starts there at a $99 and it goes up depending on what you need.
Well, I'm excited about that because I heard you say, "Oh, you does this for free."
Mhm.
I just gave you my scenario. I had a resume in 25 years. So first, it costs for you to go back in history of me. That's
Right,
the price. You got to go back.
right.
Secondly, is your time. That's another
Mhm.
price. Thirdly, putting together that fit what I'm trying to do. And fourthly, is that I get upgrade. So right then, I $25 for four items, while it
Right,
worth $100.
right.
So that's sometimes people don't understand in your business, and they said it's just a resume. No, it's not just a resume. It's
That's
work
right.
to create the resume.
Hmm.
So I used to be that, oh, I'm I'm Nesmond Tutu. I want the world to be great. Oh, I'm gonna let you do it free. Oh, 'cause I know that it helped me down the road. No, not gonna help me down the road.
No,
Because now you have to find that hour out of your day.
that's right.
Okay, that I got to go get me dinner. I had girls night out. I got to cancel that. I got a customer.
That's
So it's
right.
another cost. So we live in a world of cost. So especially
Hmm.
when you're an entrepreneur, because I had to learn this. I had to
Yes,
learn that you say, well, let me get that resume by Miss Cheryl. It'll help me. No, I lost. Because if I get her, I don't get her. I still got to keep moving.
that's right.
So we can't put that guilt on ourselves.
And I
So
had
when
to
I'm
learn
listening
that.
to you, huh?
I had to learn that the hard
Oh, you had to
way.
learn it. I said I had to learn it because I said, well, if I get her friend, I get my sorority sister. No,
Mm-mm.
because and also it came about a young man. He has a podcasting station. He asked me one day. He said, "Don, can you go to an event with me and help me get some of the people to interview in the audience?" And he had his
Mhm.
sidekick with Miss Lady Z. And I
Okay.
said, "Yeah, I'll go with you because I don't have no problem get people come up and talk." So the one lady after the doing the podcast doing the interview, she said, "Oh, I like how you speak. You speak so well.
Mhm.
You need to come talk to you about doing my mother's 75th anniversary. Be the MC." She said, "Okay, I
Mm.
love to." So when it was over, I called to the side. I said, "Lady Z, you need to sit down and reevaluate doing that event for that lady." She said, "Why?" Everybody called me Spider. She said, "Why?" I said, I said, "Where you live at?" She told me where she lived. And
Mhm.
the event was like 30 miles away, 30 miles away. I said, add up your costs and your expenses to go
Right.
do that. She said, "Oh, Spite." I said, "No." I said, "Let me tell you, you're trying to be nice, you're trying to be presentable. But what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be the free MC." What
That's
you
right.
mean? So she gonna tell that lady and that lady, girl, she did mine for free. And so everybody gonna
Mhm.
call you be the free MC. You stop it now.
That's right.
Here the cost. If they don't, before you met her in here, you didn't know it. And when you leave, you don't have to worry about knowing it.
That's
She said,
right.
"I never looked at it like that." I said, "Your voice is who you are. They
That's right.
got you for your voice. So it costs for your voice." So those kinds, I pass things along because it took me a while to figure it out. So I'm hearing you
Mhm.
and I'm hearing about your company, your business, because I shine shoes on the side. I don't
Okay.
think I'm here because I got that from Sundays at the school district. I had uh, guys
Mhm.
all see my shoes shine. Say, "Man, we get your stress. I do it myself." So the women didn't know that they had to keep their shoes shine. So when they drive on the back of the heels or they
That's
get
right.
new shoes, I shine them. So on Sunday when I'm watching football or basketball, I shine shoes.
Okay.
So those kind of things you have to keep doing to not only invest
Mhm.
in your, because every time that we get money, we have to invest into our main business.
That's right. And it's
Yeah,
continual.
yeah,
It's not a it's never, at least I haven't gotten to a point yet. And like I said, I just decided to become official with 1-800 resumes. I've
mm-hmm,
been doing it for so long and learned all those lessons where, yeah, people will tell you, well, she did my resume for free, or she gave me this little
yep,
bit
yeah,
of advice for free. And then now it's like, well, I've turned this into an actual business, and I've run into a couple of instances where I've been charging, people have been paying, and then I'll get someone that's been knowing me for years and years, and they say, "Oh, well, we're cousins, or we're
oh yeah,
friends, or we're classmates, and I just thought you'd do it for me for free." Well, I can't do it for you for
yeah,
free because, like you said, I still have to break down my cost. It's still
mm-hmm,
$100 for all these different things. It's 25 for this, like you said, 25 for that, and I am basing it on what you want, your skills. This resume is custom tailored to get you the job that you want. So I still got to put the work in. I can't give it to you for free. We can't
yeah,
trade a service on this
yeah.
because the value just doesn't add up. So those have been tricky situations. And I've just come to realize that, hey, as much as I love you, you can't be a client of mine if you don't want to abide by the rules I've
No,
set in
and
place.
that's one of the things that
Mhm.
when dealing with the podcast industry,
Mhm.
we done had our ups and downs, but we never uh, quit. So one of the things that we find out with social media, when you owe us, you go on a platform and show where you owe us our payment, but you at the
Mhm.
casino and you at these expensive restaurant, you
Right.
shopping, you show your what you doing. Well, the thing that I have a problem with when people uh, get ready to pay their bills per se, which you pay me, is
Mhm.
that my thing is, which is my pet peeve, is when you go to another establishment, you have no problem. When you go to a
Right.
restaurant, your favorite restaurant, you have no problem. You never say give me a discount. You have no problem. You go
Right.
shopping, you buy what they got and you buy it. But when it comes to resume service in my business, you
Mhm.
want to hook up or you want me
You're right.
cousin or we went to school together. They have nothing. You never use those same annex when you go to other businesses. So I'm zero tolerant. So I become hard advocate because
Right.
we don't invest in ourselves because everything what you do is a resume. It's internally. It's not a because we invest in
Right.
three C's: cars, clothes, and cosmetic. It's all external.
That's right.
So resume, no, it help you and stay with you for the rest of your life. And with those documents, you're gonna coach them. Okay, here's your resume. You're gonna
Mhm.
email it to yourself. Why is
That's
that?
right.
So wherever you at in the world, you can go pull it up.
That's right.
I do that all my documents. I go pull them up.
That's the best
So
way to be.
yeah,
Mhm.
so those kind of things I'm hearing you say that. But when I heard you say people want to share business, I went to hear a lady speak once, and this lady the most profound thing I ever heard in business.
Okay.
She said, "You don't do bartering." I said, "Hmm," and she broke all these things down, and she said, "Have you ever took bartering to the bank and deposited?"
Right. Right. Because bartering is not gonna get my bills paid, and at the end of the day, I still have to make sure my lights are on, my internet is working, I have a roof over my head so that I can continue to do what I love to
Right.
do, so I can help other people, and if I'm not getting paid by you to do a service you're asking me to do, my business can't continue.
And she
So
broke it down. She said, "So you're gonna go do bartering. So
mhm,
your product worth 800 and theirs are worth $80." She said, "How's that even?
right.
How's that even?" So you don't do bartering. It's wherever you can deposit, that's your fee.
That's right.
So that's another thing. So somebody said, "Oh man, you got a great podcast. We can work together." No, you cannot. First of all, I need a business plan. I need a plan. I need a project plan. What you want to do? I want a conversation.
Right.
Break down. Tell me. So that means you got to take time. So you
Mhm.
should you go sit down. You write a business plan, a project plan of what you want to work with me about. After
That's
that, I
right.
want to talk to you. I want to listen to you, and then I'm gonna charge you for my time to sit and talk to me because I got to run podcasts
That's right. All day. You're
all
running them
day.
all
So I
day.
don't have time. No. So time is money, money, time, and I got that from lawyers. When you walk to
Yes,
the lawyer's office, the first thing he do is get the yellow pad out and start writing.
exactly.
That's time. And when you get your bill, she said, "What they showing me that he came talk to me? He told me $400 for 1 hour. It's time and
Mhm.
money."
That's right.
So that's where we are. So I just want to thank you for you finding time to talk to me during this test period. I hope you have a great show with Miss Kim Ball Talk. This
Thank you
is
so
her
much.
6 month going on doing this. She's doing a great job. And
All
for
right.
her to be one of her guests today, I hope it be a successful show. And we're going to sign off and you're going to test and see how this sound.
All
Okay?
right. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Hold on.
Talk soon. Bye bye. Let's see. What do I do now?